I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
Hello fellow nerds and crafters, today is a collab for Froggy Friday. It's organized by Lisa from The Girl in the Garage, Karen from The Dragon's Cave, Lola the Nerd Goblin, Tim from Base Resonator, and Janet and Chris from The Crafty Rat. I already put the eyes in this frog, and today I'm going to do a Fruit Loop frog. So my idea is I'm going to take these Fruit Loops, put them in some clear resin, make sure they are coated thoroughly in the clear resin, and then I'm going to wait a little bit for that resin layer to thicken, and then I will pour another layer on top of that in white to be the milk. So I'm going to do this one at a time because I don't want too much clear resin in the first layer because I still want it to look like it's in a bowl of milk. So I'm placing them in, I'm getting them coated. Each Fruit Loop I'm coating so that they get as much coverage as possible so that they hopefully don't make bubbles and hopefully don't disappear in the white. It was a bit of a lengthy process. I probably will just put them in a cup of clear resin next time if I do this again, just to get them coated faster, kind of like I did with my Scrappy Froggy, except with cereal instead. I broke up a few pieces of the Fruit Loops to make them smaller so that I could fit them in like spots like the arms and legs and just little areas that seemed a little bit more empty, because I want it to look like a full bowl of cereal basically. And I want to make sure that the top is flat as well so that there's no Fruit Loops sticking out the back. Once I got it filled enough, I'm going to add in some clear resin so that there is a small layer of resin and the white doesn't just sink all the way down. And then I'm going to put it in the pressure pot. I do actually take out some of this clear, even though I scraped this cup and put it in there. I do take some of it out because they were starting to float and they were a bit too high, so I just took out some of the resin and then it went in the pressure pot. So layer 2, I took Just Resin's titanium white pigment, and I wanted it kind of a see-through, almost a skim milk looking milk, so that if it did sink around the cereal more than I expected, then maybe you could still see the colors and everything. So I mix up my white so you can still see through onto the blue mixing stick I'm using just a little bit. Oh, so I'm just showing you the tips of my little mixing sticks there, my little silicone sticks. They broke because they're so old. I need to get myself some new ones. So when I took this out of the pressure pot, it was showing a few bubbles, which made me worry a little bit. But I poked them a bit. I should have left this longer, I'm going to be honest. This resin was not... I thought I left it long enough, but it's a different resin than the one I had been using that would have been thick enough at that point in time. Anyway, I did it too soon. I poured this too soon. I didn't even notice that the resin wasn't firm enough to hold the cereal down until I'm almost done filling this, actually. You can see it in the speed up better, how the cereal starts to float. I realize here that they're floating and moving, so I started poking them down a little bit. It wasn't gonna work. I should have left it longer is all. That's all I needed to do, was just leave it longer, thicken up. But I gauged my time on a different resin, so I thought it was long enough, so I mixed up my new batch of resin, and then I took it out of the pressure pot and realized at this point that it was too soft. So I'm just trying to get some of the color in the toes, just so that the next layer, if I do mix up the color slightly differently, it hopefully won't be so super noticeable. I can't remember who it was, but someone in one of my recent videos told me to use some flat plastic on the back of one of my pieces if I wanted to make sure that it was flat and I had some floaties or something. So I forgot that my brother had these acrylic pieces, so I just grabbed one of those, took off the protective film on one side, laid it on top of the frog, and put a weight on it in the pressure pot and left that to fully set. When that was fully set, I came back and did one more layer, so that's why you can't see all but one of these Fruit Loops. I can tell through the mold this didn't work the way that I had intended it to, but we will see what it looks like when I unmold it. I poured it too soon, hence the peace sign. I was saying that second layer went in too soon. I should have left it. I also got bubbles because the Fruit Loops are filled with air, which is why it continually bubbles on me, so that's why there's still bubbles even though it was in the pressure pot. If, again, I was to do this again, I probably wouldn't do it until I got a bubble remover, and then I would put the resin, or I'd put the Fruit Loops in some resin, put it in a bubble remover, take them out, let them cure probably on like a silicone mat, and just let them fully harden so that they're covered. I also probably could have put some UV resin on them and done the same thing. But for this time, I got a bunch of bubbles under the chin, which I'll fix up with some UV resin, and some on the legs there, because they just kept bubbling. And flipping it over, it is not how I wanted. It still looks kind of cool, but I definitely lost a lot of the Fruit Loops, so that's a little bit disappointing. The white did do some cool kind of blooming effect around some of the Fruit Loops, so it looks alright, but not what I was going for. Still, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my description box. It has the playlist of the rest of the Froggy Fridays, which are really awesome, and all the other creators are amazing, so please check it out. Thanks for watching. Here's some pictures of the finished frog, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
She's got glue on her sleeve
and laughs when they come alive. She'll craft up a quest for us and pull me in for the ride. She tries the doors,
She tries the dome,
she pushes close,
then lets it go.
roll a double, rewind to the start. Roll a double, nerdy chaos, big heart. Every pore's an adventure with you. Every night feels brand new. Roll a double, rewind to the start. She says, hold still, don't blink, with yarn and resin beams, then turns a plain old Tuesday into a side quest dream.
She'll win at every challenge, or laugh and try again. Got rules in one hand, mischief in the other.
And I'm right there with my friend.
She tries the dough, she tries the dance.
One lucky roll,
And off we go.
roll a double,
Rewind to the start.
roll a double,
Nerdy chaos, big heart. Every pore's an adventure with you. Every night feels brand new.
roll a double.
Rewind to the start.
If the dice land wild,
We'll still go all in.
if the plan falls apart,
We'll build it again.
roll a double,
Rewind to the start.
roll a double.
Nerdy chaos, big heart.
She may use resin, she may use yarn,
Still she steals my whole damn heart.
roll a double,
Rewind to the start.